Here's Gabe Ross with your First Alert forecast.
Well, if you still got the sniffles, you're not alone. The pollen counts remain elevated and will for the next couple of days. No real appreciable rain to tamp down the pollen counts. Juniper, elm, and alder remain those active pollens. The tree pollens in particular, as we're starting to get some of the blooms. Have you taken a look outside? Maybe your azalea bush starting to bloom a little bit. Of course, on the early side, typically we don't see that till what, late March, early April primarily. Well, with warm temperatures like this, hey, check it out. No big surprise there. Average highs typically in the lower 60s. We'll be within arm's reach of the records the next couple of days. Probably the best chance is going to be tomorrow with plenty of sunshine and a south and west wind to work with. It would not be surprising to see us not only meet that record, could even extend that once again. We did that Thursday, setting a new all-time record high for Wilmington in the temperature department, 86 degrees. That 85 was the previous record on the books. Middle to low 60s tonight, so it's still going to be on the warm and mild end. Back to the low 80s come tomorrow. Again, those winds at times a little on the feisty side, 10 to 15 miles an hour in some of those cases. Outside we go, our West Shore Home First Alert sky camera views from all 8 locations. Maybe a little bit of sun peeking through there as we get closer to sunset, but variably or mostly cloudy. That's the main pattern we're seeing across the lower Cape Fear. Even a little bit of sea fog in spots too, particularly right along the Brunswick County coastline. The radar and satellite from a national view, a couple areas of interest. One we've been tracking, of course, out in California, particularly Southern California, where we're still seeing the cool temperatures, and in some of those LA suburbs, mixed precip and even a little bit of snow. Meanwhile, we've got storms rolling through parts of Indiana, Ohio, and even some severe rated storms coming across the Tennessee, North Carolina border to watch out for. Active tornado watches up in parts of east, central, and southeast Ohio there too. For us, though, things on the quiet end, and most of this moisture is going to pass us off to the north. So if anything, a couple of sprinkles here and there. But I think most times and places we're going to be dry heading through the night tonight, particularly daybreak tomorrow looks to be pretty dry too. Maybe a little sea fog to watch out for, similar to this morning, but we're off to the races in terms of those temps. Look at that, lower and middle 80s, spots right along the coast, maybe a little more limited in that temperature growth, again, because water temps remaining in the middle and upper 50s. So that's where your changes are going to be. An onshore flow coming now for Wednesday morning, more of an easterly wind. That will allow us to dip back into the 50s, some spots into the lower 50s specifically. And then from there, those temps beginning to climb as winds shift back to the south. It'll still allow us to get to the middle and upper 70s to near 80 for some of those inland zones. But you're going to notice more cloud coverage and eventually shower chances set to ramp up a little later this week. And enough instability too to where we could see a couple gusty storms involved. As you very well know, it's been really dry lately, so that's also going to up the risk for burns outside to get out of control. So good idea to be cautious with flame, continuing to do so until we get through the end of the week. And by the weekend, a little on the cooler side, but still a bit above average, Fran, compared to where we've been the last little bit. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Gabe.